What's up, family? It's your boy Bam Bam Bellion. Let's talk about what's up, what's happening, and what's going on. Shouts out to the four corners. Welcome to the What's Going On show, 10 toes on 10 foes.
It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, 10-4. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Watch California. Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation. Talk about what's going on. It's your boy JB, and we cruising through the east. Sidewise, what's going on? Every day we in the streets trying to bring about peace. Let's try and see what's going on in East Side. Watch California. It's your boy JB. We're cruising through the east. Sidewise. 10-4. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Watch California. Leave a comment in the section, we can have a conversation. Talk about what's going on. It's your boy JB. 10-4, block, hard. What's going on?
Barely standing about to go to pieces, screaming peace. I pray for them. I pray an OT for this world. East Side R's 104 life. Wake up, Watts.
What's up, family? What's happening? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Up in here with your boy, Bam Bam Bellion, on the Watts Street Suns. Representing East Side ours because the East Side is ours. Continue to stand 10 toes down on them 10-4 grounds. Hill drum major for justice because there is no justice for just us. I know y'all know what's up, man. I know y'all know what's going on. I know y'all paying attention, checking out what's crack-a-lacking. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We up in here. We up in here. Giving all praise to the Most High God for the opportunity, the words in my mouth, the breath in my lungs. We'll pray and ask Him for guidance, man, that I may be able to deliver His word to His people, to His chosen, man. Man. Ooh. Still going through these curses, man. Just like that, right? Just like that. What's been happening right now? What's been going on? What's the top story, man? I tell you what's the top story, man. Look at this right here, man. Once again, they're making sure we understand that we just, hey, man, the Latasha Harley all over again, right? 35 years later, not again. Here we go again, man. Got a 14-year-old boy fleeing from you. Chased him over 100 yards. In most states, man, you're not supposed to be able to shoot a fleeing suspect unless you are, an oinker. In most states, you can't unalive a person for a theft. No property is worth a human life in most states. But hey, man, and the more things change, the more they stay the same, yeah. I mean, I really don't get it, but I do get it. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, this is how they got it crack-a-lacking for your boy, man. Okay, I'm going to do a little moving around real quick. See if I can get everything set up. for this Rumble channel, because we supposed to be going live on Rumble now. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this done, because and that ain't working. All right, one more time before we go ahead and move on forward with today's story. Yeah, looks about right. So I don't know what the issue is. Yeah. We're gonna figure it out though, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to it. If not today, we'll get it to it tomorrow. We'll refigure it out. But yeah, man, I know y'all done heard, and if y'all haven't heard, he's been acquitted for what he did to this young man. Very little difference between this and this. 1 year age difference. In both cases, it's been proven that neither one of these young people was stealing anything. And if they were, it wasn't worth their life, according to what's supposed to be human rights violations and civil rights violations. But yeah, man, 35 years later, after Natasha, we got this young brother Cyrus. This is crazy. I know everybody feeling kind of crazy right now, yo. And boy. Now watch, this devil gonna get off too. Watch what I tell you. Or they gonna drop it down to just assault with a deadly weapon or something like that. Watch what I tell you. He gonna get off too. Because that's how it goes down in this here place, man. That's just the get down of this here place. What does it say? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. They that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not, man. This is just the realest talk that you can get, man. Because this dude, lawyer, was a brother. Well, he wasn't he was a graham cracker. I ain't gonna say he was a brother. But do you think for 1 minute, if a brother had unalived a Chinese man or an Asian man, he would have been able to get an Asian lawyer? Never. No chance. That's why today's show, man, it's called, I named it We Have No Friends, because they stay pushing this people of color shit. They only push it on us, though, if you notice. They only push that on us. There's no peoples of color when one of them, when something going on with us, then there's no coalition, there's no collaboration, no partnership with something going down with us. You think it's gonna be Asian people protesting what he did? And look, this is still going down. What do you think gonna happen with this youngster? I think he gonna get off for self-defense, man. This kid finna go to prison, yo. Understand what I'm saying? Because they are all confederate against God's chosen. They hate us because they hated the Mashiach. So they hate us because they hate him. Anything that looks close to us that hate can spill over onto them. You understand? We have been pursued with the sword, man, for a very, very, very long time now, yo. I remember this brother. When he had his weapon and was trying to be honest with him and everything, shot him and unalived him in front of his baby and his girl, man. Understand? Because gun laws only apply to black people, black men in particular. There were no gun laws in the United States of Amnesia before the Emancipation Proclamation. And what about our girl here, Brianna? Police kick in her door, no knock warrant. Her boyfriend do his job, which is to protect his woman. He unalived her. The officer got in trouble because one of the officers got in trouble because one of his rounds went into the adjacent or the neighbor's apartment. He got in trouble for that. Nobody went to jail for her unalivement. Nobody went to jail behind our brother here. You understand? Both cases, these officers got off. And it's sad, man, because remember young Tamir Rice? His gun wasn't even real. It was fake. Toy. Cops pull up, immediately gun him down. I believe he was 12. That's just how it is, man. Our lives ain't worth nothing in this United Snakes of Amnesia, man. I hear we got this going down. This world is crazy, man. What did the scripture say? Our possessors slay us and hold themselves what? Not guilty. And them that sold us, we're going to talk about them too. Them Hamitic devils, who ain't no different than these Edomite devils. Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. We're gonna get off into both of them conversations, because like I said in the beginning, the name of the video is we have no friends. Even our blood, even our kinfolk, our primos, most of them, they're not our friends, man. But it ain't really their fault. They under the curses too. But unfortunately, they on that more willingly ignorant side. They have no idea who they are, but they think they do. And they really don't know who the fuck we are. But the times are changing, the things are coming along. There's more to happen, more to go down. How many of y'all wouldn't? Before we get off into the meat of the video, I'll be trying to keep these videos short, man, but when the spirit come on me and tell me to say everything, I say it all. But before we get off into the real meat of the video, I want to take y'all somewhere real quick, because this is a Asian man. And then you know what's crazy? That that's not being talked about on most channels. This is his third shooting. He shot at a lady, shot 8 rounds at a lady at her car, same store. And then he shot some dude over a can of degreaser. And no, he ain't faced no charges on none of that. You understand? That's just, man, that's the United Snakes of Amnesia. But hey, like I said, Asian man, right? Trip off of this. How many of y'all remember this? That dude climbed a 50-foot scaffold to get up there with me. He didn't care. He risked his life getting up there. Look, he feels blessed in the embrace of our brother. I tell people, man, when I look at Mike, man, I often tell people, this is proof to me that Hamashiach Yahushua definitely was a brother. So-called black man. We the most hated / most adored, admired, and worshiped people on the planet. The whole earth cried when we lost Mike. Could you imagine if he would have been an Asian performer and a black person ran up on that scaffold? He wouldn't have hugged him. He wouldn't have held on to him. Mike holding the dude, making sure he don't fall and get hurt. That's something. They unalived our brother, man. Now he in tears. I can't really see it, but he's grabbing his face because he's starting to cry. Because he can feel the Spirit of God. And it does, the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit can make you cry, make you happy, make you sad, make you cry and happy at the same time. And I think that's what he was dealing with at that moment. What about the common man? Yeah, we set him free. Now watch the next video though. Watch the next video. It's going to show everything. Let's look.
In 1996, during his History World Tour concert in Seoul, South Korea, Michael Jackson was performing Earth Song when a fan rushed onto the stage and climbed onto his lift.
Like I said, didn't shove him away, didn't push him aside, didn't none of that. Ran up there with his arms open to embrace our brother, and our brother embraced him. You understand? That's the Spirit of God in our people, man.
Michael Jackson would desperately hold on to the fan while he enjoyed his few minutes of being a main character.
that? He feel blessed right now. He was embracing somebody that had the spirit of God on them. So he was able to feel that for a moment. Understand? He's an Ammonite. He's not one of our people. Nevertheless, he got treated like Ruth.
My favorite part is when the lift finally lands and the security tries to remove the fan from Michael Jackson while Michael does his iconic woos.
He didn't want to let him go. He didn't want to let him go. This man.
Is this your first time learning about this incident? If you want,
I often would tell my brother minister, when we would go over the scriptures, I would say, man, God must have a very special feeling about us for this world that hate us so much. Because he said to love this world is to be his enemy. So this world is God's enemy. Christ said, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. God so love the world. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all need to really read that book and go into the context of what you think you understand. Because you don't. But everybody gonna understand soon. Understand. Let's get off into the information, man. The meat and potatoes. Let's go.
What changed with somebody?
A 14-year-old black boy was mistaken for stealing water, chased out of a gas station, and shot by the store owner. Now the owner has been found not guilty. Cyrus Carmack Belton walked into a Shell gas station in Columbia, South Carolina in May 2023. Store workers told him to leave his backpack near the front. He later went to the cooler, took out several bottles of water, and put them all back. But the store owner's family believed he had stolen something. Cyrus left the store, and Rick Chow and his adult son, Andy Chow, chased him for about 130 yards. During the chase,
130 yards. Like linebackers going after a running back. And the kids just, now think about it. He only ran. He don't got no property to come from the store. And he's fleeing them.
Chase, Cyrus lost his shoe, dropped his phone, dropped his backpack, and fell several times.
Shoe came off, dropped his backpack, dropped his phone, fell several times. Keep listening.
Witnesses said they did not see him turn around or point anything at anyone. Cyrus did have a firearm on him, which became the center of the...
Uh-oh. He had a gun. Last thing a black person supposed to have in the United States of Amnesia is a firearm. Don't get it twisted. He's only 14. He shouldn't have it. I've been carrying a pistol since I was 12. Because this fucking country hates us. And that hater taught hate. And that gave us gang banging. You understand? I used to pack a pistol too as a kid. I ain't never shot nobody. Have I shot at people? Yes. I ain't never shot nobody. Coming from where most of us come from, man, it's like it's a necessity, man. What my boy Razcast say, 18 years old can show a kid where Saddam at, but I can't have a gat to protect where my mom's at. You understand? This place is wicked as hell, man, especially when it comes to our people.
The trial. Prosecutors said the gun fell out when he tripped and that Chow shot him in the back.
The gun fell out when he tripped, and then the Moabite dog shot him in the back. This is his third shooting incident. Why he wasn't already in jail behind one of the first one or two? No probation, no nothing. You understand? People of color. People of color, we don't have no goddamn friends. We got people to pretend to be our friends when they want something from us or they want to use us or exploit us. We got no damn friends, man.
Medical examiner confirmed the bullet entered through his back. But the defense said Cyrus pointed the gun at Andy Chow. They argued Rick...
Look at this. Coon has graham cracker ass nigger right here. In there going off like Johnny Cochran for that goddamn Moabite dog. It was a time in America that a black lawyer would have never been counsel for this dude. And like I said, reverse the roles. Asian young man fleeing for his life, black man and his son chase after him 130 yards and gun him down. You think he would have been able to find an Asian lawyer? Think so? Believe that? Let's keep going.
Rick Chow fired because he believed his son was in danger. The jury was not given smaller charges like manslaughter. They had to choose between murder.
Which is crazy. And it seems like his prior incidents wasn't brought up in the trial at all either. I'm really tripping off of this, yo. Man, hey. Hey, man. Let's keep going.
Murder or not guilty. On the 1st of June 2026, they found Rick Chow not guilty. Cyrus's family still has a civil lawsuit pending. Online.
They call this self-defense. How are you defending yourself from somebody that's running from you? I don't give a fuck if they do got a weapon. It wasn't even in his hand. He was only run. Here it is. He knew he had the weapon and didn't try to turn and fire on y'all. None of that. He only kept running. How is this self-defense?
Many people are angry, saying a boy who did not steal anything was chased and killed, yet no one was convicted. What do you think?
So the whole world is talking about this 14-year-old boy that was unalive down there in South Carolina.
Shouts out to my man, Street Media. He putting some good stuff together, man. Him and my boy Tariq Nasheed got this one. Let's keep going.
We saw the footage. He was in the store and he had a bag and he was putting the waters in, but then he ended up putting the waters back. And when he left the store with nothing, right? He was out of the store and the Asians chased him. There was a chase that ensued, and in the chasing, there was a firing of a firearm, and the 14-year-old dropped to the ground and lay dead. Now, this is the issue. The 14-year-old boy had a firearm, and when they checked online, he was flashing guns and all this kind of stuff. The Asian guy says that he turned around and pointed the gun at him, but there's no proof or evidence that he pointed the gun. But when they found his body, the bag and the gun lay next to him. The whole thing is crazy. To me, in my opinion, he should have never had the gun, but they should have never left. Once he left the store, that should have been it. They should have never chased him down. They should have never chased him down to the point where there would be a firing of a firearm. Now, the police arrested the Chinese store owner at the time, right? They arrested him at the time. This is what the police was reporting.
The coroner and I stand here today and talk about a very tragic incident that we had last night where a 14-year-old lost his life. It's senseless. It doesn't make sense. We have a
Crazy part about this part of the video, man, is Esau really sounds sincere right now. He sounds like it really bothered him what happened. I mean, they did arrest the guy, they did charge him, but man, no voluntary manslaughter, no wrongful, nothing.
family that's grieving. We have a community that's grieving over a 14-year-old who was shot. His name is Cyrus Carmack Belton. His family's been notified. We just talked to the mom just a few minutes before we came into here. We've also met with important that we get the truth out. There's a lot of different narratives that's being circulated that it's not true, but the facts are very disturbing as they are. This happened about 8 o'clock last night at a convenience store on Park Lane where the victim went in. The owners of the convenience store suspected him of shoplifting. He did not shoplift anything. We have no evidence that he stole anything whatsoever. There was a verbal confrontation inside the convenience store. The victim went outside. He took off running. The son of the owner of the convenience store gave chase. The father, who owns the convenience store, joined in the chase. He was armed with a pistol. They chased a young man towards Springtree Apartments. Young man fell down. He got back up. At some point, the son said that he had a gun, that the victim had a gun, and we did recover a gun that was close to his body. At that point, the father shot the young man in the back. He was not laying on the ground. He did not have his hands up. The coroner will go through a little bit more details after her autopsy today, but you know, it was regardless, even if he had shoplifted 4 bottles of water, which is what he initially took out of the cooler, and then he put them back. Even if he'd done that, that's not something you shoot anybody over, much less a 14-year-old, but you just don't do that. You know, this location has had lots of incidents in the past, shoplifting.
And bring up the other 2 shootings, though. You just do not do that. He's right. According to the law, no property is worth a human's life. And again, you got places like, you got laws in Texas where you can see somebody breaking in someone's home, you can literally gun them down. You understand? Even though, what are they doing? But trying to steal or breaking in, you don't know exactly what they're doing. But the laws are different, especially when you're dealing with them southern states. And this is South Carolina. It's not a place known for being hospitable to so-called black people.
Lifting incidents. Been confrontations between the owners of the store and customers and people in there actually shoplifting. But you don't do what happened last night. We're charging the owner of the store, Rick Chow, with murder. He should be arrested at any moment now, but he is charged with murder. I think that is significant for the community to know that, you know, we went through our process of our investigation. We had to wait on the coroner to do our autopsy this morning. We had to talk to witnesses. We had to make sure that we had the facts that that we've been able to find. Again, what clouded the issue is that the victim did have a gun. There was a confrontation. We had to make sure that those who fired the shots did not have that gun pointed at them, and they did not, you know, in legal terms, be in fear of their life. And Rick Chow shot this young man in the back, and he killed him. And
So
straight cold blood, man. No matter what they try to say, this was allow this youngster in straight cold blood, man. Like I said, he sounds like he's upset about it. He sounds sincere, like he really believes that, no, this is a crime and this man need to be prosecuted. But he just was, and they found him not guilty. Meaning he can't be retried for it. That's double jeopardy. But they can bring up other charges, and that prosecutor need to immediately.
the police are saying, you know, they had justification for arresting this Asian man and charging him with murder. They said that the police said that this was murder. The district attorney's office said that this was murder. Now, we know that he had a firearm, right? But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. We know that he had a firearm, but he left the store and he took off running, right? They chased him out of the store. So based off the district attorney's account and the police, they were saying that this was murder.
Murder is in South Carolina.
I'm gonna stop this one here because I want to get to the next video. Like I said, we have no friends, man. Get to the next video.
That's what we can have is that solidarity, because our cause is our cause. We all know.
We need to stand in solidarity, you know, because our cause, motherfucker, our cause is our cause. Hashtag love yours, man. We got a whole YN young ratchet behavior situation going on with our people. We should be focused on that and trying to rebuild what we once had in the 50s and the 60s, man. We was running in our own cities and our own towns and doing our own thing before, you know, Esau showed up and burned it down. But let's continue. NAACP is on that bullshit.
We want to be able to eat. You know, we should all be able to eat, to flourish, to be able to be happy in this city. And so whatever that looks like to me is what needs to be communicated to the powers that be.
Solidarity with whom? Can you describe who you need to be in solidarity with? I'm confused.
For me, that's black and brown people throughout the city.
Look at how they reacting. Look at him.
They started rightfully so booing his motherfucking ass. Boo! No more of that bullshit, man. Like Tariq said, those are outdated terms. You know, we ain't got no business talking like that no more. This just went down, right? You're not finna see no Latinos or Asians or Arabs or East Indians. None of them ain't finna protest this or boycott that store. None of that. Watch, man. Bullshit ain't nothing. We are on our own.
It's a numbers.
Man, the NAACP is down bad right now. First, they failed at their attempt to get black students, black boys that play football and basketball to not go to SEC schools, right? They tried to, to get them that because of the redistricting that's happening in these southern states, right? And that's fell flat, right? It's just falling flat. The kids are not going for that, right? Now you had a video that's surfacing now all over social media where you had this brother, he was speaking, and he started speaking about black people, then he went into a black and brown coalition. And I always ask this question. Whenever you see a group of POC, people of color talking, they never mention the black community in regards to what they doing for themselves. Never.
Never. We are always trying to be the champion for other motherfuckers.
We always got to have a coalition. We always got to wait. We always got to have other people attached to what we're doing. But other groups been delineating. They've been separating themselves from us.
Been delineating, been separating themselves. Man, since the Panthers. Everybody was riding with the Panthers. You had the Yellow Peril. This dude is Asian, right? That was his people. You had the Brown Berets. Those are the Latinos. You had the Young Lords, the Puerto Ricans and other Latino brothers and sisters who were doing their own thing, when all of them were in a collaboration effort with the Panther Party. You even had the white boys, what are they called? I forgot their name, but my boy Fred Hampton, peace be up on Fred Hampton, that Chairman Hampton was working with them in Chicago. He had really created a coalition like that people are talking about today, but these are not the people from then.
And when it comes to a lot of Hispanics, man, we have to go through a whole bunch of stuff with them.
Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of messed up racist posts talking about nobody wants to raise a black baby, that Mexicans don't want to raise a black baby. But I'm going to have to disagree for me personally.
Shouts out to Ricardo, man. Follow him. He be doing some good stuff, man. He got some good commentary.
Because I definitely would adopt a little black baby. Who wouldn't want to have their own personal slave at home?
Did you hear that fucking puto? Like I said, they're our brothers. They're not brothers, they're our cousins. They're our primos dealing with Latinos. But they don't know who they are. They've had a game played on them too. They speak Spanish. Their fathers were giving their daughters to the gringos. So a lot of them lack melanin at this point. They think they're adjacent to white people, even though white people put them in cages at the border and are bulldozing them out the country right now. But they still think they're adjacent to white people. Melanin depletion, maybe it depleted his fucking brain at the same time.
Dear Mexican people, if you don't like black people, just completely leave them alone. Don't go on the internet and try to humiliate them, try to mock them, belittle, disrespect, and insult them, because it looks pathetic when ICE pulls up in your neighborhoods. They drag your mom, your dad out their cars and send them back to Mexico, and you're making your videos crying, panicking, and then you make videos talking about, where are the black people at? Why aren't they protesting? Why aren't they with us? It looks so bipolar when you get on the internet and do shit like this, cucaracha. When you get on the internet and go on rants like...
There's a lot of racism, bro, even for us in like Mexicans. There's Mexicans that can't stand black people. They can't stand them. I myself have no problem with...
What the fuck we ever do to y'all? That's besides some little neighborhood skirmish bullshit on a nation level. What the fuck we ever do to any of y'all?
Color of skin. Like I've kicked it with homeboys that are black, and I remember when I was younger, sometimes I was hungry, we didn't have anything to eat, and I had a friend, can't remember his name, but me and him, like, he was homeless as well. A black kid from Grape Street. It's a gang. It's called Grape Street.
Shouts out to the homies from Grape.
We would go into a Walmart and we would just fill up our stuff. And he's like, you're gonna be the decoy. You're gonna run out and they're gonna chase. There's a lot of racism, bro. Even for us in like Mexicans, there's Mexicans that can't stand black people. They can't stand them. I myself have no problem with color of skin. Like I've kicked it with homeboys that are black, and I remember when I was younger, sometimes I was hungry, we didn't have anything to eat, and I had a friend, can't remember his name, but.
So when it comes to Hispanics, a lot of Hispanics are really racist against black people.
This is very true. A lot of them, especially now, it's way worse. When I was growing up, like the man was saying, I was growing up, our neighborhood was, we had Latinos in Watts. They wasn't as deep as black people. I think they're the majority in Watts now. But back then they wasn't. And man, we was tight. You know what I'm saying? I went in the 80s, you had Mexican Crips, you had Mexican Bloods, you had Mexican Power Rouge. Shouts out to my boy Spanky out of Danella. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my boy Gustavo. You know what I'm saying? You had you had Mexican Bloods and Crips. You don't see that really now. You still got it. Don't get me twisted. You got that saves from bounty hunters. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's bounty hunter to the fullest. Thing about it is this, man. It was just, over the time, dude, we dealing with a slick devil, man, that came up with something called counterintelligence. And as long as we don't even recognize that term and what it does and how it works, this shit is gonna stay the way it is, man. That's why I said we gotta love ours. We have no friends right now. We gotta deal with our primos accordingly. Unfortunately, they're in that penitentiary saying the wood is their brother, ready to stab a black man on behalf of a white man. Man, we gotta deal with the essays accordingly.
Now, mind you, we didn't create no laws against Hispanics. We're not pushing them out of this country. We're not even protesting to get them kicked out. We've done nothing but open up our arms and our doors. But they come over here with them same W supremacist talking points, right?
Every civil right, fair housing, voters' rights, all of that came through our people's struggle. For the most part, other nations that migrate here benefit more from the shit we fought for.
And then you got idiot black people that want to keep talking this black and brown coalition. When has there ever been a black and brown coalition? I'm here in Philadelphia, right? And we get along awesome with Puerto Ricans, right? Blacks and Puerto
Shouts out to the tribe of Ephraim. Puerto Riches, that's our family, man. These are our primos.
Ricans always got along, but we don't have a black and brown coalition. Puerto Ricans do what Puerto Ricans do. Blacks do what they do. We just don't fight amongst each other, right? We just don't fight. Now, you still have some racist Puerto Ricans. We just was never told to be racist towards them. But they're not, it's not like.
Heard what he said? We was never raised to be racist towards anybody. That even go for white folks. I know that ain't how my household was. My parents was on that Martin Luther King shit. We all come to the table of brotherhood, blah, 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 blah. I'm far beyond that at this point in my life, but I did grow up with that same bullshit ideology. And I also, was integrated into a burning house along with the rest of our people, dude. And it didn't work out too well for us, bro.
Like it is in other cities. I can walk through Puerto Rican neighborhoods and I ain't got to ever worry about nothing happening to me. We don't do that here, right? But there's no coalition. So Tariq Nasheed, he got wind of this and he said this.
I think he started talking about a coalition, and Brother Phil was like, "Hey, what are you talking about? Black and who?" He was like, "Well, we need black and brown unity." And boy, they start booing his ass. Well, everybody flipped on him. Everybody, they rejected that. He started talking that black and brown stuff. Everybody was like, "Hell no!" Everybody turned on dude, as they should. Y'all better read. Democrats. Or Boule, man, y'all better read the room. All right, yeah, the audience, everybody rejected that immediately. Y'all better read the damn room. It's a whole different climate out here. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Yeah, I know the DNC, they scrambling right now. They're like, damn, boy, this delineation ain't no damn joke. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Let me tell you something. That black and brown unity talk, that sounds like you dodging. When black people ask for tangibles, that's the problem. We come to the table talking about tangibles. What are the policies? What kind of reparations benefits can we get? What are the contracts? What are the land grants protections for us? What are resources specifically for foundational black Americans?
That's the talk now, man. Because the truth is, if people talking about why they don't see black folks out protesting ICE, and you got videos up where people don't understand why black people ain't protesting Trump and all the bullshit he on. Truth is, black people you got motherfuckers talking about they got black fatigue. Black people got United Snakes of Amnesia fatigue. We tired at this point, man. We stood up, put our chests out, and tried to take everything. Our leaders got unalived. That was our leaders that the federal government was plotting and conspiring against. Martin, Malcolm, Marcus, Fred, Huey, Eldridge, Bobby Hutton. We had to bury people. None of these other fucking groups had to bury not one motherfucker, but they benefited from what we fought for.
And instead of answering that, you start talking about some damn black and brown unity. That's a deflection, and ain't nobody trying to hear that right now.
Nope.
Y'all better understand that type of talk is it's gone. It's out of here. It's unalive. That ain't it. That's not an answer. When we start asking for something specific in the political class, they try to expand the room. They say, let's include everybody. When other groups ask for specific tangibles, nobody tells them, wait a minute, what about black people? Never. Never. Nobody says, well, hey, we got to have black people for the stop Asian hate. No, what about black hate too? No, never. It's never us included in nothing. Never. And we ain't doing it either. Latinos, they can have immigration groups. Asians can have anti-Asian hate legislation. Jewish groups can have anti-Semitism protection.
And all these motherfuckers, anti-hate group, anti-hate against Asians, when these people were fighting for those things, never once did you hear them say, and black people deserve the same thing. If it wasn't for black people, we wouldn't have none of the rights we have in the United States. We want to see black people get treated better. You don't hear none of them other groups say that.
Protections. Red natives can have tribal sovereignty conversations, but when foundational black Americans, we say we want something lineage specific, all of a sudden we got to have a damn coalition. Damn that. That's why the crowd booed. That old trick is done. We ain't going for that no more. And this foundational black American delineation movement has changed the language. That old coalition talk no longer works. That black-brown talking point nonsense.
Why y'all think I say y'all drum major for justice? Because it's just us. There is no justice for just us. Why think I say that, man? Because it ain't. And we, like I said, we the ones that put our chests out. We the ones get unalived. And in the game, when all the smoke settles and the dust clears, most people walking around don't even know how many black, that there were so many black folks that died in the battle during Cinco de Mayo. Fighting against the French. Those are a lot of mestizos and native Mexicans that fought in that battle. They don't even get fucking brought up in our schools, man. Vicente El Negro Guerrero, Jose Morenos. They'll talk about the brothers, man. The role we played in the liberation of Mexico. Gaspar Younger founded the first free principality in the history of North America. They don't care about him. They don't hear about him in schools.
It's falling flat. Our delineation has changed the political consciousness out here. We're not just saying black in a vague racial way anymore. We're saying,
damn that, because we don't have no friends. Let's get to the next video.
Then out of us that they come trying to
in line.
Let me move you down. I gotta bring Tariq up.
Okay.
All right.
And shouts out to brother Tariq Nasheed, man. You're a Cali cat like me, man. Hey, shouts out to brother Tariq Nasheed, because he be spitting that game, keeping it 400, and ripping people apart that act like they don't get it. Obliterated Myron Gaines, bitch ass, and Sneeko.
My God, it's their leader.
Hi, Tariq. You thought I would drop you. Don't come off mic. Hi, thank you for coming to my live. My husband turned me on to you like 2 years ago. I had no clue about FBA or nothing, and it's been on since.
Yes, ma'am. Well, who is this Youtho lady? Did she say there's the leader? Did you say that, Youtho?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, you still stuck back in 2010. A lot of y'all foreigners, y'all never up to date. Y'all harp on things that's way outdated. You still regurgitating outdated debunked nonsense. Nobody's believing that leader FBA group stuff. The world has moved on. We are a lineage. People are recognizing our lineage. The lineage is being respected. Major news stories are about our lineage. So whining and lying about that is not going to change anything. Ma'am, did you get up here and say that nobody was sold in Africa? Did you really say that?
I didn't say nobody was sold. I said that the African empires probably didn't sell them. It was.
Man, read your damn Bible, bitch.
Shut up, Meg.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
taken by European powers. European powers went there and took the people.
Ma'am, have you been to any of those castles over there on the west coast of Africa?
No.
Okay, but you've seen them, right?
You have. You went to Senegal. You have. You have for sure.
I was in
Tell
Senegal
everybody why you went there, Tariq.
to get some Joel off and bring my ass back home.
Exactly.
But
He's stupid.
Shut up, bitch!
Don't go to Africa
Don't
and bash it.
overtalk. Don't overtalk him, you though. He
Yeah.
forget.
Right. I went to Africa just like I was in Turkey. I've been in 3 or 4 different continents in the last few months. I travel around the world, and guess what I do? Come back home. I'm not a refugee. I go stand on FBA business and come back home. Now, when I was over there in Senegal, I went to some of those slave dungeons, slave castles. Those cannons that they have, they're not pointed inward to the people over there in Africa. They're pointed outward to the ocean to protect that land from foreigners. The Africans there could have stopped the slave trade, but they did not. They were complicit in it. Europeans didn't just come over there with a net running up in the jungles grabbing people. There was a very meticulous deal going on with those African leaders over there who were 100% complicit. They were charging them rent for the land over there to have those castles. So they were making a lot of money. And when those European powers did not pay rent, those African leaders and tribes would go over there and hem them up until they got their money. So this was something that a lot of those African nations were 100% complicit.
They saw a boy for a harlot and the girls for wine. How do you make a boy a harlot? How can a boy possibly be a harlot? Ever heard of something called buck breaking?
In. And this is why we have a problem with them trying to spin the block, talking about, oh, they took our brothers. So let's get us some money too. We see the con game in this thing, and we're just not feeling that.
Are we allowed to rebuttal him, or
I rebuttal that.
Hold
And let's
on.
rebuttal that. Where's the lie?
Okay. One at a time. 3D. No, one at a time. 3D.
Are we allowed to rebuttal that? Yeah, you don't get the fuck. You dumb son of a bitch. Don't get the hell out of here.
All right, Tariq, come on. You're a smart brother. I've been following you for a while, but you know very well the Europeans' tactics, right? You know African nations today.
Give me a compliment to give me a false sense of security. Man, fuck y'all. Period, end of story.
Are forced to pay colonial taxes, right? You've heard stories about
That's what the fuck y'all get for getting into bed with the devil. You know, you a fool to trust a snake. And like the scripture says, who will pity a charmer that's bitten? The fuck out the hood with that weak shit, man.
My wife's Togolese. The Togolese nation have refused to pay colonial taxes at some point. You know what the French do? They drop BOMs, right? They clog up their sewage systems. They destroy their waters.
Yeah, they do all
and
that.
Force them to keep paying these taxes.
Yeah.
A lot of African leaders have tried to stand up against these atrocities. And guess what? They get unalived. They get assassinated.
Oh.
These are the same tactics they've been doing since the beginning.
That's not the same tactics, sir. They didn't do that back then.
I didn't interrupt you, sir.
Can't feel sorry for you, man. I mean, peace be upon Patrice Lumumba. Peace be upon Kwame Ture. You understand? A couple other Africans that were standing on real business who are actually, you know, may have actually been our brothers, our literal brothers. We still got brothers on the west coast of Africa, from the Gold Coast to the Ivory Coast, Ghana, all the way down to the Congo. But we talking about Ashanti, we talking about Igbo, we talking about Yoruba, we talking about Bantu. If you're not from them tribes, man, fuck you. You a Hamite. Drop dead.
But you said something that was incorrect, sir. You're talking about modern tactics that's being used now because, yeah, they're completely destabilized because they made them janky deals. Them African leaders sat over there and signed them janky treaties, and they made janky deals, and they're feeling the brunt of those janky deals they signed. But before then, in the 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, they were fully complicit with what was going on. They could have stopped the slave trade if they wanted to, but they didn't want to, sir.
Good. European, what the Portugal and the Dutch and all them, they wasn't that powerful. You understand? They could have shut that down thoroughly, fully. No, they wanted the wine. They wanted the molasses. They wanted the old ass muskets. They was giving them the weapons they don't even use no more. Kind of like how Iran is shot off all their old missiles when the war kicked off. They should use up all their old shit, even though they hit, 6 places and within 10 minutes. That was their old shit. They pulling out their good shit now. Thing about it is y'all, Ham didn't have no better shit to pull out when Esau decided to say, fuck you. We done put a stronghold here. We finna take shit from you now. Who will pity a charmer bitten by a fucking snake? I don't reckon.
Now,
Can
where's the lie in that?
Can I rebuttal? Can I get my time back? All right,
No, we
so
won't spend all day questioning Tariq. You
Yeah, motherfucker, this ain't no debate. Now you ain't getting no time back. This ain't the motherfucking congressional hearings. Get the fuck out of that weak shit.
so
Yes,
go ahead.
yes.
Yo, you got 1 minute.
All right.
he
So
just cut me off,
basically,
but it's fine.
Tariq Nasheed, I hope you're enjoying your new CIA job. I hope it's really good for you.
What?
Shut up, bitch! I'm a jack. Shut up, bitch! I'm a jackass of the week.
Shut up, Meg.
What you got the CIA against, man?
Let me continue.
But what you got the CIA against? What, bushmeat and shanty towns? What do
Yeah,
you need
Kennedy
the
should have
CIA?
shut that down.
What do the CIA
it's Israel.
need to
It's
do
Israel.
to you?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
Israel.
you're not that
CIA.
important, beloved. You don't have anything going that
Just
needs
stop
CIA
interrupting, please,
intervention.
Tariq.
But yeah, just saying
Tariq Nasheed, let me talk.
delusions of grandeur don't work here, beloved.
Why
But
is the
go ahead.
cult leader acting like this?
No, I'm
Hey,
your
y'all
need to
cult
talk.
leader.
Shut up, bitch!
Fuck you talking about? You gonna hit the brother? Yeah, CIA. You insulting me immediately. He wasn't supposed to say nothing back. Get the fuck out of here. If anybody works with the goddamn CIA, it's you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers come over here with all. I'm gonna let my brother keep speaking.
Hold on.
One
What
person
we
at a
won't
time,
do-
yo.
Hold on, K-Hova. Hold on, everybody. You throw 3D. I don't care. This is my panel and my lab. But however, Tariq Nasheed is an important person to a lot of Black Americans. So I will not tolerate disrespect and that cult stuff while
Well done, sister. Well done.
he on my stage, or y'all won't even be having the honor of being up here with him. You can come back when he go, and he can finish talking.
My fault.
Be respectful, please.
Okay. As he said, as 3D was saying about the tactics of European powers, yes, there was some empires that sold off their people. Some, okay? But now what FBAs are trying to paint is that every African empire was selling their people to try to glorify.
Y'all wasn't selling y'all people. You goddamn Hamites were selling Israelites. Y'all knew we wasn't the same tribe, the same nothing as y'all. That's why y'all men don't grow no fucking facial hair, and we all got beards because we the line of Judah. Get the fuck out the hood with that weak shit.
White tea Americans and make it look like that they never did anything to Africa, and they're such good people that just went there to grab some Africans to go live with them. And then they're just trying to flip the scenario and make it look like that, when in truth it's really not. So with that being said, it's kind of clear that it was Great Britain becoming the largest trafficker during the 18th century.
It wasn't the largest trafficker. They just made the most money off of it. Spain transported way more of our people into bondage than Great Britain did. Britain just made more money off of it.
They transported 3 million Africans.
And it was way more of us than that. Over 100 million of us perished doing with this whole thing, man. Fuck out of here with this weak shit. That's why I tell these motherfuckers, they talk that, the Holocaust. What about our motherfucking Holocaust? 6 million. I raised your shit by 100.
They supported. They were supplying countries like North Africa, the Caribbean, and mainly the Americas. And I'll end my plan right there.
And once you, Tariq, before you go, can you please just like 1 to 2 minutes, can you tell us a little bit, in your opinion, what's going on with this Ghana and the UN thing? And also, can you answer the prompt, who is really
Y'all listen real close, because my boy gonna break this shit down very beautifully.
Responsible for the transatlantic slave trade?
Yes. Now, to answer the prompt first, we always put all the responsibility on the European powers. It's never off with them. We always keep the focus on them. They are the main architects of the transatlantic slave trade. They were the main beneficiaries of it. They were the main architects of it. So our focus has always been on the white tea supremacists from Europe and here as well. But the problem we have with the Ghanaian thing and some of the West Africans coming over trying to say, hey, look at what they've done to us. We're not going to play that game because they made deals with them. They signed treaties with them. Many of those African nations and African tribes were in business with the European powers, and they were undercutting everybody. We as foundational Black Americans, we are the only people who have our hands completely clean morally because we never sold anybody and we've never signed any treaties with the white supremacists. We've never legitimized them. That's why the Ghanaians have to come over here and go to our ancestral burial grounds to try to get moral legitimacy before they can go to the UN. Ghana knew they couldn't go to the UN by themselves, because they would have got laughed up out of there, because the British would have said, hey, let me show you these treaties and documents and these receipts we paid you during the transatlantic slave trade and all the money that you made. They had to force some of those African nations to stop importing and exporting people who were enslaved. Some of those African kingdoms didn't stop slavery until the 1890s. So our thing is we don't want them spinning the block trying to Africanize our reparations claim, because we are foundational Black Americans. We had an ethnogenesis. We're not trying to do a global African reparations forum. We are taking our grievance specifically to the United States government as foundational Black Americans because we have a very specific claim.
Rebuttal.
Booyah.
No.
Oh, let me holler at him right quick.
Okay,
please.
hold on. Go. Do you want to talk to any other people to read?
Yeah, they come on in.
Okay, go ahead, y'all. I mean,
what's that in
the
the old school? I just want to holler at you right quick, you know. See, my grandfather, he was a civil rights activist back in the day. He wasn't one of the major ones, but he knew a lot of the major ones. He was down in New Orleans, you know, doing the damn thing. He also fought apartheid in South Africa, you know, way back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, he knew back when Malcolm was trying to work with Kwame Nkrumah and Patrice Lumumba and form a coalition to go up against the European powers in the United Nations and get the reparations in which we deserve, right?
Actually, Malcolm called they punk asses out for going to the UN and not speaking about our struggle. That's one of the reasons he took it up on himself to take our case before the UN and ask that criminal charges be brought against the United Snakes of Amnesia for their treatment of us. Didn't no fucking African leaders do that with him.
He was forming that coalition with the African leaders then. And I feel like it's necessary for us to do the same thing now, because if Malcolm X, a foundational Black American, did that then, it should be important for us to do it.
You think he making a point?
Now, because if we are united in this front, they can't knock us all down. That's just my opinion.
Let me rebuttal that. Now, first of all, Malcolm X, he was over there trying to make inroads in Africa. Many of those African nations told Malcolm to kick rocks. Malcolm's leader and teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was not down with that at all.
Because most of your motherfucking Hamite nations was in the bed with these devils at that time. Like y'all been in the bed with them since biblical times. Y'all sold our people to the Grecians. Y'all need to read that Bible and really fucking read it, dude, on some real shit. Get the fuck out of here with that weak shit, dude. We live in times where information is abundant. No more lies. No more coalitions. Delineation is the only way. Until our family, who is our real family, wake up and realize we're family, understand who the fuck they are, who the fuck we are. Fuck all of y'all.
He was not a Pan-African in any sense of the word, and he was very critical of some of the African nations. That's why he never practiced Pan-Africanism. In fact, he called us Asiatics over here.
Sure did. Y'all better do some research. The Asiatic Black man.
So we got to understand all of that in the right context.
According to the philosophies of Elijah Muhammad and 5% and some couple of others.
Also, Africa was very weak at the time. They were just getting out of colonialism. They couldn't do anything for us over there. We were doing more to help them get decolonized than they were helping us. We took our civil rights struggle over there to help the colonizers get off their backs. We took our civil rights struggle to help them get immigration over here. They didn't get immigration over here until we start fighting for that. So we got to put everything in the right context.
As soon as we help you get you motherfuckers over here, what the fuck did y'all do?
Saying that we all need to be unified. No, we need to be down with the people who's on code. Getting together with a bunch of people who are off code, that's just going to drag us down. They're not unified in Africa, sir.
Okay, and I get what you're saying, old school. I get what you're saying. But you do have people.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. It's other people. You had your one question. It's not a back and forth. Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, so peace to you, brother Tariq.
Peace, brother.
And the thing about it is with this whole Ghana situation is I want all of us to notice something. Is that, we've been here for 500 years, at least those of us who can trace our lineage back to Africa, right? Been here for 500 years. And to date, no African nation has ever.
Some of us were here before that, though, I reckon.
Rowed a boat over to America and threw a rock on behalf of Black Americans.
Bingo.
But it is.
No, the fuck didn't. You motherfuckers stay talking about, yeah, we ought to be together. We our brothers. Since when? Because the more of the world is talking about the crime against us being the worst crime in the history of humanity, and everybody's looking at the reparation side of things now. Where the fuck was all this in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s? Man, get the fuck out of here.
It's interesting, though, that when that come back home to Ghana scam, that tourism scam, while them Black Americans went over there and got scammed.
A scam.
When Ghanaians think they can get something out of us, they always pop up. Remember when they tried to make us that 7th district over there over reparations? And now here they pop up on us with this reparations bit. It's always when they think they can get something from us or something out of us that they come trying to crowbar their way into our conversations and into our...
Realist talk. Raggedy ass Ghana apologized for slavery, but did they go into their gold, into their motherfucking GDP and say, well, we're gonna pay reparations because we know we played a role in that? They apologized and said they played a role in it, but they didn't offer no fucking reparations. Gaddafi admitted that the Arabs had us in captivity, and what did Gaddafi do? He was willing to send money over here. Sent money. Gave Elijah Muhammad a loan, gave him more money, was going to give Farrakhan enough money to bail us out of our situation in the United States of amnesia. If you didn't come with nothing tangible to say that fuck a sorry, fuck a I apologize. What are you going to do to make it right? Fuck out of here.
Our business. It's always interesting, right? And the thing about it is, Brother Tariq, is that I'm so proud that we've started to do what everybody else on the planet has always done. And that is delineate themselves and work only for their people. And it ain't got none of the
Hashtag love yours.
do with hate. It's got more to do with just loving ourselves and our people and doing for ourselves and our people in the same way that they do. And I'm gonna land by saying this. I don't understand why Pan-Africans will get on these stages and get mad at us because we don't see an African or Caribbean as our brother and sister when they all move the same. All immigrant groups that come to this country, they come into our communities. You see a tire shop pop up, you know that's the Hispanics. You see a Chinese restaurant, you know that's the Asians. You see a little jerk chicken spot. We see all these people come into our communities, and they extract whatever resources are available to them, grants, loans, scholarships, what have you. But whenever they get whatever they get from our communities, that dollar's not bounced around in our community, is it? Where's it going? Sent right back to their homeland. It's never been a situation where we could benefit from them. And so we're going to treat them like we treat every other immigrant group. And I'll end with that.
All right. Can I please rebuttal?
Let me rebuttal
Wait
that.
a minute. Hold on, Sheree. Hold on, 3D. Let Tariq respond. Thank you. If Tariq want to respond, then Sheree, you can respectfully ask him something.
Yes, indeed. That brother made an excellent point. Listen, all of these other groups, they come over here and been very competitive with us. All of these different African groups have pejorative terms for foundational Black Americans. For years, these people have come over here calling us Akadas, Jareers, Abids, Yanks, and every derogatory term under the sun. And we kind of passed it off and we didn't trip on it too much. But then when it got to the point where these people started getting into our political arena, we got the Obamas and the Kamala Harrises and all of these non-FBAs in the Congressional Black Caucus. And whenever we start talking about things that need to be done for the Black community here, they start talking about how we need to roll over for immigrant groups. So we said enough is enough. We're going to have to focus on our specific lineage, just like everybody else focuses on their specific lineage. So now all of a sudden, because now we have motion, we have traction of us talking about what needs to be done for foundational Black Americans. Now these other groups are trying to play this xenophobic game. We're not trying to be unified. We're not trying to be brothers and sisters when you are not being unified on your own homeland over there in Africa. So people are just trying to spin the block on us now to see what they can get. We look at it as being very exploitive. Ghana has had some of their U.S. aid cut since 2025. So hemorrhaging for money right now. So all of a sudden, they're spinning the block trying to come to us saying, hey, we're brothers. Let's fight for reparations together. So we just look at it as a con game that's happening right now. And we're just
like a motherfucker. You motherfuckers are known for conning and shit, and you know it.
Not buying it.
Oh man, there's so much misinformation.
Hold on, 3D. It's not your turn. It's Sheree.
And ain't no fucking misinformation.
Shut up, bitch. Turn. You already had your turn. Sheree, Tariq don't have much time, so we want to make sure everybody get to say something to him. Go ahead, Sheree. Respectfully.
Right. So this is what I'm gonna say, right? First of all, Africans.
This is what I'm going to say, all right? Man, get the fuck out of here.
Didn't saw anybody, right? Because I'm not gonna take the whitey story to be the story of slavery. The same whitey that went into Black African community and destroyed it, right? Shut up, bitch! Look at what he did to Black. Look at what the government, the colonizers. Look at what they did to Black communities, from segregations to economic inequalities, Jim Crow.
And where the fuck was y'all?
These are the same people that are telling the FBI, is it FBA? This is the same people that are telling the FBA that we sold our own people.
Y'all didn't. Hamites sold Israelites. I keep telling you devils that.
I'm not going to take the story of the colonizers. I'm not going to do it. But if you listen to Tariq very well, all he talks is money. Money, 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 money. It's all about money. He doesn't care about anybody. It's all about
I don't think I heard the brother mention money not one time.
money. You could hear. You can.
Outside of the reparations we supposed to get, he ain't saying nothing about you punk ass mother. Yo, check this out here. Like I said, you got you motherfuckers that apologize for y'all role that y'all played and not accostation, but y'all didn't never talk about no reparations or trying to help us rebuild Tulsa, rebuild anything that these devils was burning and breaking and flooding and destroying. Y'all never came once. It said, look, we're going to help you guys rebuild.
Land your plane. Land your plane.
So what I'm going to say.
All right. Thank you, Sheree.
All right.
That was some random pocket watching. Well, that was random pocket watching. And that's another thing, that tribal thing. They hate whenever we as foundational Black Americans do anything successful. They want us to be down bad like them. This man just brought up some money. And nobody here said anything. I didn't say nothing about no money. But there's this jealousy and vitriol that we as foundational Black Americans, we are the minority here in America, but we're still the face of global Blackness and Black success. And they have a real bug in their back about that. They are the face of global poverty. So there's this thing of having to tether on to foundational Black Americans, which we're not letting them do that no more. This is where a lot of this vitriol is coming from, because they would come over here and anytime they get a win under their belt, they make sure to delineate from us. They let everybody know they're Nigerian. You get a scholarship, you're Ugandan. If you win a track meet or something, you're Kenyan. But the minute y'all start doing crimes and doing something janky, we're supposed to be all brothers in the same struggle. And foundational Black Americans are saying, no, 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 no. We're going to delineate all across the board. So you're going to take all of your wins and every single one of your losses too. And we're going to take all of our wins and take them over here and put them under the FBA banner. And that's the issue that they have. So they get into this pocket watching, oh, you guys are all about money, all of these weird shaming tactics. That's just not going to work on us. Everybody is going to everybody has to be responsible for their own culture and their own ethnicity. We are a different ethnic group. We don't hate anybody. We don't want anybody harmed. We're not enslaving anybody. We're not trying to undermine anybody. We're just recognizing and respecting our lineage as foundational Black Americans. And we see the disrespect that a lot of them try to come at us with when it comes to recognizing our lineage. They try to reframe it as a hate group and an organization. These people are not naive. That's a way to just insult us because they can't latch on to the term foundational Black American. We have a term that they can't leech on to. They could leech on to African American. They could leech on to Black. They could leech on to Black American. But we are now identifying ourselves in a way that puts a line in the sand and puts borders and protections around our lineage. And that's where the vitriol and anger is coming from.
Okay, real.
I know it. Get the fuck out of here, man. All of a sudden now, yo, we're all brothers. Here y'all come with the shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right, just like Kevin Samuel said. Get the fuck out of here.
Real quick, Tariq. Yellow, I don't know why you got down. You was next. But can August ask you something? The one last person, respectfully. Respectfully, August. Go ahead.
Could I?
No, you already asked him something. He ain't gonna be here long.
Yes, I got 3 minutes. Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you, host, and thank you, Dr. Nasheed or Mr. Nasheed. I was going to ask you, some FBA, I'm not sure if you said this, tend to blame Africans too prominently, I think, for the slave trade. But the slave trade architects were the white tea Europeans, right?
So what? You motherfuckers played a role in it and benefited from it too. Y'all not getting excused. Fuck out of here.
Right.
So the Europeans would sometimes go to an African tribe, arm them with GUNs, say that attack this other tribe and get some slaves from them for us. And they would do that. And then the other tribes would start having to get GUNs from the white tees to sort of defend themselves from the tribe that had the GUNs, right? So they created like a cycle. So I feel like if the Africans are blamed too much, it takes away responsibility from the white tees who should be paying the reparations because they have the resources, because they'll just say, oh, we were just customers, right? But they are the architects of the slave system.
Now, let me address that. Like I said earlier that the Europeans were the architects of the slave system. The thing is, when it comes to get redress for it and get reparations for it and get compensation for it, we can't get the people with us who were complicit. We can't bring in no damn West Africans who were sitting up here signing treaties with these white tea supremacists. They were sitting up here getting paid by these white tea supremacists. They were getting paid for a long time. They did get compensated. They just tricked the money off. So it makes us look weird. This is why it gets shut down. They can't go up there and try to claim that they were done wrong or there was harm done to them. They were way too complicit. We're not putting I'm not. And listen, there's 45 million foundational Black Americans, so I don't know who you talk to. You would have to ask them. I understand that the Europeans were the main architects, but I damn sure don't want Ghana trying to represent us, and they got the damn Elmina slave castle still there.
Dulo, the fuck out the hood with this weak shit. Why would motherfuckers think that this shit is okay? That's what I just don't understand, man. Hey, I'm gonna let my boy get in on this too, because we gotta I'm gonna get up out of here, and I just want y'all to hear this before I do. Check out my man's right here, man. Check out my boy. He always come with some real shit to say.
That the only rational option available to African Americans is to remain inside the system that contains you. We built Black Wall Street before, and they burned it down, right? You'll say, we had Marcus Garvey, and they imprisoned him, and they broke the UNIA. You'll say that, well, we had the Black Panthers, and what happened to them? They got shot. They shot them in their beds. Fred Hampton, 21 years old, murdered by the Chicago Police Department in coordination with the FBI in 1969. That's what you'll say, and rightly so. You'll tell me that you had MOVE in Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia Police Department literally dropped a bomb on an American city in 1985, and burned down 61 homes and killed 11 people, including 5 little children. And most Americans can't.
And where was the Africans when this was getting done to us? Where was the protest? Where were the Asians? Where were the Arabs? Where were the Latinos? Nobody was there for that. Just like nobody was out there getting them dogs sicked on them or getting them fire hoses used on them. But you motherfuckers benefited from the fucking work that we did, though. And then turn around and say, fuck us afterwards. Man, get the fuck out the hood with that weak shit.
Can't even tell you that that happened. They're not even aware that that happened. The truth of the matter is that every time Black America has tried to build something of its own, something outside the system, well, the system has come for it. That's the historical record. So the reflex is completely understandable. It's an entirely understandable reflex to look at that record, that historical record, and then to conclude from that historical record that trying to build anything is futile, that autonomy is impossible, that the only rational option available to African Americans is to remain inside the system that contains you. Because at least there you know the rules of your containment. You can have some relative tranquility and peace within that captivity. But look at what they've done with those stories. You say, we.
Yes, sir. We are yet to this day in our captivity. That's according to the scriptures, yo. Motherfuckers can say what the fuck they want. Hey, man, thanks for coming and chilling out with your boy Bam Bam Belly Young, one of Watts 3 sons. Giving all praise to the Most High God for the opportunity, man. Hey, man, I love y'all to death, love y'all to life. Whether it be here in the kingdom, we gonna all see each other again and be a kingdom once again. When Christ reunites the northern and southern kingdom and puts us in our homeland. Until then, man, keep breathing, man, and doing your part to try to make this punk-ass world a little better that you're gonna have to leave your kids in one day. Love all of y'all, man. Bam Bam Belly Young, Eastside Ours. We up out of here, dog.
Welcome to What's Going On Watts, where we are taught to survive. And just like the phoenix from our own ashes, we rise. What's happening, family? Thanks for tuning in. We all we got, representing Eastside Watts tenfold.